Lumibricks have massive plans for the steampunk universe.
That's right! They revealed a map of the world broken down into various factions.
And just recently, they came out with an online Steampunk World Expo, teasing us with what's to come.
So, while we wait for these,
And whether we want to take a closer look at any of their forthcoming sets for ourselves,
I thought we'd check out a small model that's been available since the start of the year. The Steampunk Motorcycle Pursuit.
Wait a minute. That means back then, they were still called Funhook.
McClark.
This may be our last chance to have fun with our hole, guys. It's only made up of 424 pieces. Shouldn't take too long.
It'll allow us to look at it in detail. The packaging is excellent as always.
It reminds me of those lovely Lego Ideas boxes. Well, at least those they did back in the early days.
It's clear Lumibricks focus on quality, even with their packaging.
And inside the box, we've got a nice instruction manual, a couple of packets for the obligatory lighting kit, and a bunch of bags divided into two. Some for the wall in bags 1, and bags 2 will take care of the bike.
And there's one for their minifigs.
Actually, let's focus on those little guys first. I know they're not everyone's cup of tea because we're all obsessed with Lego's chunky originals.
But if you think about it, had Lumibricks come up with their version first, we might all be adoring those and looking at Legos as the weird chunky copycats.
Exactly right. They're different, they do have their charm, they're very well done, but there's a problem with them.
Yeah, you have to build them from scratch yourself.
That's something Lego does right. They make it easy for their customers by already having the legs assembled and the torsos, arms, and hands already connected.
And when it comes to Lumibricks, it's never easy trying to figure out which little arm and little hand goes in the right socket.
So, let's take a look. Now, what you'll find in this set is that the legs for both characters are actually pre-built.
New development?
Sadly no, but from experience with the other sets we've built, I found that when the legs are printed, they do come pre-assembled.
Why don't they do that for all the figs then?
No idea, although connecting the legs to the hip piece is the simplest process anyway, as is slotting the torso onto the legs. The harder part is the arms and hands, so here they are. You'll notice that the arms have a groove at the top here, and when placed like this, and the groove's faced upwards on this side, the arm goes down. So that's correct for that side, and here, the groove faces upwards, and the arm goes down also.
The hands also have grooves. Here it is at the top, and when it's like that, the hand curves outward. Same with the other one. Groove at the top, hand curves outward.
Now, let's put them together. The hand is always the trickiest part. There. And done. The head is just like a Lego head, and the same with the hairpiece.
Another thing we haven't really mentioned is that these minifigs aren't just generic. They actually have names.
Yes, many of them actually do. Here, the police officer is Alice, while the miscreant is known as Code V.
Code V? That's a bit weird.
The instructions actually refer to him as Codename V, which would make more sense, although that would be too long to fit on one of the prints.
V for Vendetta.
It might very well be, but I doubt they'd admit they drew inspiration from that graphic novel.
And don't forget the movie.
Both figures are very well designed, their printed parts are excellent, and 2 figs is more than enough for such a small set.
I like it that you can choose between a helmet with a cool visor or hair in a bun for Alice.
Cool. But shall we move on to the main attraction now?
Of course.
Bags 1 focus on a section of a street which is, well, okay, the design is very nice with a good amount of detail, a fair bunch of these masonry brick pieces.
I love those.
They're fantastic for effortless gribbling.
And there's also other gribbling too, like 3 printed parts, some columns, a bunch of gears, some kind of cylindrical container.
I like that Lumibricks use chrome pieces for those, and there's those shiny gold parts in the columns as well. It's all nice, but there is an issue. How can you integrate it with the rest of your collection? It's just a facade. I mean, you could join it up to another building's walls, I guess, but you'd have to make a bunch of modifications to the model. As it stands, it feels like it doesn't really have a place anywhere, except as a display piece. I guess you could use it to make a small alleyway, maybe? Something to put against the wall, perhaps?
Yeah, maybe.
Hang on, that alleyway's got no lights.
None. This could have been a Lego set.
Aside from the prints.
You're right. At that size, Lego would have provided a sticker sheet instead.
Only the best is good enough, eh?
Let's move on to bags 2.
Now this is more like it.
It's a cool looking bike for sure.
There's one little thing I feel I need to point out. You'll be asked during the building process to use one of these fancy 1x2 curved parts.
All nice and shiny.
Or is it this 1x2 curved part?
Oh, that one's a heck of a lot thicker.
It is, and they're in the same bag. So if you're not careful, you could end up using the wrong one and your model won't work. So if that happens to you,
As it did to us.
look carefully in the available parts and double check that you picked the right piece. Now, the bike itself is very nice. It is more complex than it looks, although not too complex. It's actually a very quick build, and of course, as this is Lumibricks, it does come with a light.
Oh, only one light?
Yes, just the one. And you can add web-like contraptions to the front which you can use to capture code V.
And don't forget, there are also extensions for those web shooters. All very cool and all, but the box clearly says 3-in-1, like some of LEGO's clever creator sets do. So does that mean you could use the pieces to rebuild it into something else?
No, and to be honest, I feel that's a bit of a false advertising. There's not actually 3 different models you can build here. What there is, though, are 3 different ways you can display it. The first one is simple. You place the bike on the facade, and you're done. Next, there's a bunch of parts you can use to create a stand, although you've got to transform the bike first. You remove that 1x4 piece at the back, which allows you to rotate the back wheels thus. Flip those flag pieces down, and you've got yourself a flying bike, which makes it possible to rest it on top of that stand.
Okay, that's 2. So what's the third?
You can disconnect part of that stand, and if you look at the facade's wall, there's a cross-axle hole in it. Slot in that section of the stand there, place the bike on top of it, and you now have a flying pursuit display.
So it is a 3-in-1. It's just not a 3-in-1 as you'd expect it to be if you're coming from the Lego world.
Exactly. I just want to make sure there are no confusions here.
So, how much would this cost? 424 pieces with printed parts, chrome and gold pieces, and a light. In the LEGO world, taking into account the fact you'd be working with stickers, you'd have no lights, and likely light bluish gray pieces instead of the chrome ones, I'll be generous and say $40, maybe 35 if they're feeling generous.
Lumibricks charge $30 for this, except you do get those prints, those lovely chrome pieces, and a light.
Not really that much of a difference, mind. Lumibricks sets get much more competitive against LEGO the bigger they get.
We've noticed this with all the smaller sets we've built from them. They're nice, but don't feel as good value for money compared to their larger creations.
And here, nice though the facade is, it can't easily be integrated into a city, so if you're looking to expand a large city display as opposed to only having this on its own on a shelf, then all you end up being able to use is the bike itself, and for that, $30 does feel like a lot, nice though it might be.
So there you have it. What do you think of this motorcycle pursuit set? Is it worth getting just for the bike? Do you have ideas on how to use the facade in your city? Do share your thoughts in the comments, and if you're interested in getting some of these sets, we are now Lumibricks affiliates. We'll leave a link in the description which will give you a discount on any purchase, while also getting us a small percentage in return.
To keep the corn flowing, you know.
And speaking of corn, if you like what we do,
And how we do it,
And you feel you'd like to help us out,
please consider joining our Patreon.
we'll also leave a link to it in the description. Oh, that's a lot of links. Oh, I'm sure our viewers can handle it.
thanks for watching, and we'll speak to you again next time. There's one little thing I feel I need to point out.